Felix the fox, so sly and keen, hides in the bushes, hardly seen. Tiptoe, tiptoe through the woods he creeps, looking for a snack before he sleeps. Felix is slick, Felix is sly, dancing through dreams in a purple sky. Felix the fox, in a forest so wild, colors swirling, glowing he smiled. Felix is clever, oh so slick, but Henny the hen is just too quick. Henny the hen, with feathers so bright, clucks to her friends, morning to night. Peck, 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 she's hunting for grain, spreading her joy all over the lane. Henny the hen, with a heart so sweet, bouncing on clouds with rhythm and beat, pecking at rainbows, catching sunbeams. Life is a journey made of glittering dreams. Felix is clever, oh so slick, but Henny the hen is just too quick. Felix is clever, oh so slick, but Henny the hen is just too quick. Felix is clever, oh so slick, but Henny the hen is just too quick.
Felix the fox and Henny the hen. Once upon a time, there was a quiet farmyard on a meadow surrounded by golden fields, nestled between rolling hills, near a sun-dappled forest. In the forest near the farmyard lived a cunning fox named Felix. Felix was known for his sly ways and crafty schemes, always on the lookout for an easy meal. Today, his sharp eyes caught sight of a plump, unsuspecting hen named Henny, pecking away at grains in the warm sunlight. Henny was a sweet and gentle hen, with her golden feathers and gentle clucks, loved by all the other animals on the farm. She spent her days clucking merrily and laying eggs, enjoying her day, completely unaware of the dangers that lurked beyond the safety of the farmyard. As she pecked at the grains, she hummed a cheerful tune, enjoying the warm rays of the sun on her feathers. Felix licked his lips, his mind swirling with thoughts of a tasty dinner. As he crept closer, he heard Henny humming a sweet tune, her melody floating through the air like a gentle breeze. Felix's crafty mind quickly hatched a plan. He approached her with a smooth and friendly voice, hiding his true intentions behind a charming smile.
Good day, dear Henny.
Felix called out in his smoothest voice, stepping out from behind a bush, his eyes gleaming with mischief.
You look lovely today, pecking away, without a care in the world.
Henny looked up, surprised to see Felix so close.
Oh, hello Felix.
She clucked nervously.
What brings you to the farmyard today?
Felix put on his most innocent expression.
Oh Henny, I was just passing by when I noticed how beautifully you were singing. But then I realized you're pecking so loudly that it's disturbing the peace of the entire forest. The birds, the squirrels, and even the fish in the stream, upset because of your noise.
Henny tilted her head, puzzled.
Oh, Felix, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I've been here pecking at these grains, but I'm sure I haven't disturbed anyone. Besides, how could my little pecks bother the fish in the stream?
Felix frowned, realizing that Henny was not as easy to fool as he thought.
Well, maybe not the fish, but why are you scratching around and making such a mess? You're scattering dust everywhere, and it's making the meadow unpleasant for everyone, especially for me.
Henny looked up, tilting her head.
I'm just pecking at the grains, and not making much fuss. The meadow is big enough for all of us, and surely a little dust won't bother you.
Felix's ears twitched in annoyance. He wasn't expecting Henny to respond so calmly and reasonably. His plan wasn't working as he had hoped. Determined not to let this opportunity slip away, Felix quickly thought of another way to trap Henny.
Well then,
Felix continued, trying to hide his frustration.
I heard you've been spreading rumors about me, saying that I'm lazy and sly, and that I have a scruffy tail and muddy paws. That's quite hurtful, you know.
Henny's eyes widened in surprise.
Oh, Mr. Fox,
She replied softly.
I would never speak ill of anyone, especially not you. I've always minded my own business, tending to my eggs, and enjoying the sunshine. Perhaps you've mistaken me for someone else.
Felix's patience was running thin. He couldn't believe that his tricks were failing. Desperate and hungry, he decided to accuse Henny of an even more absurd offense.
Enough of your excuses, Henny.
He snapped, baring his sharp teeth.
You're guilty of stealing food from my den last night. You've been sneaking around, taking what isn't yours.
Henny took a step back, her feathers ruffling in distress.
But, Mr. Fox,
She stammered.
I have my own food here in the meadow. I've never been near your den, and I would never take anything that doesn't belong to me.
Felix's eyes gleamed with malice as he sneered.
It doesn't matter what you say, Henny. I've made up my mind, and you must pay for your wrongdoings. There's no escaping your fate now.
Just as Felix prepared to pounce, ready to capture the innocent hen, a shadow passed over the meadow. A soft but commanding hoot echoed through the air, and a wise old owl named Oscar swooped down from a nearby oak tree. Oscar had been watching the entire scene unfold from his perch, his keen eyes catching every sly move Felix made.
Hold on there, Felix.
called Oscar in his deep, resonant voice. Felix froze, startled by the sudden interruption.
What do you think you're doing, trying to harm poor Henny, with your lies and deceit?
Felix's ears flattened as he looked up at Oscar, knowing he had been caught.
Oh, wise Oscar.
He stammered.
I mean, Henny has been causing trouble and needs to be taught a lesson.
Oscar flapped his wings and landed gracefully between Felix and Henny.
Enough of your nonsense, Felix,
he said firmly.
Henny has done nothing wrong. I've seen it all from my tree, and your accusations are baseless. You must learn that cunning and cruelty are not the ways of the meadow.
Felix backed away, realizing that his tricks had failed and that Oscar's wisdom was too great to overcome.
I was just hungry.
Felix muttered, looking down at his paws. Oscar nodded, his eyes softening a bit.
Hunger can make us desperate, Felix. But it's never an excuse to harm the innocent. There are plenty of ways to find food without resorting to trickery and malice. Let this be a lesson to you.
Felix, feeling ashamed, nodded and slunk away into the woods, his tail tucked low. Oscar turned to Henny, who was still trembling slightly from the ordeal.
Thank you, wise Oscar.
She clucked gratefully.
I didn't know how I was going to get out of that mess.
Oscar smiled kindly.
You're welcome, Henny. Always be vigilant. In this world, not everyone plays by the rules. It's important to be cautious and to seek help when you sense danger. You're lucky to have friends who look out for you.
With that, Oscar flew back to his perch, watching over the meadow, as Henny returned to her pecking, a little wiser and a lot more thankful. From that day on, Felix the fox remembered Oscar's words, and though he still hunted, he learned to do so in a way that respected the balance of the meadow. The lesson of this story is that sometimes being innocent and kind isn't enough to keep you safe from those who are cruel or unfair. Not everyone plays by the rules, and it's important to be aware of your surroundings and seek help or safety when you sense danger. This tale also reminds us of the harsh truth that in nature, sometimes those who are stronger or meaner get their way, even when it's not right.
So tiptoe through the woods he creeps, looking for a snack before he sleeps. Felix is clever, oh so slick, but Henny the hen is just too quick. Felix is clever, oh so slick, but Henny the hen is just too quick.